By all legal and traditional rights, the marriage is official. No one moved. Not the priest, who looked far too calm. Not the lawyer, who was already packing up his files. Not Leo Okonkwo, who stood beside her with a smug grin like he planned this. She turned slowly, blood rushing in her ears. "I'm sorry." "What?" Her voice cracked. Zara's world tilted. "Ari?" Literally. She gripped the edge of the altar to keep from collapsing as the words echoed in her ears. Guests stared. Phones were raised. Her mother beamed like this was the proudest day of her life. And Leo, the man who once tripped her in front of her crush, who photoshopped her face onto a goat in secondary school, who told the entire class that Zara's beauty is only impressive if you mute her. That man was now her husband. He leaned in, voice low and maddeningly casual. "Relax, wifey. It's just a little marriage." She blinked, then slapped him so hard it echoed. Gasps burst from the crowd. Even the DJ froze, his finger hovering over the next track like the moment had paralyzed the room. Behind her, a phone screen lit up. #Zara and Leo wedding trending worldwide. Not because of love, but because of a scandal. Okay, let's rewind a little. So 2 weeks ago, Zara was minding her own business, healing from a public breakup and binge-watching Suits in peace when her parents dropped a bomb. "You and Leo are getting engaged." She choked on her smoothie. Nope, that's not even funny. Try again." But they were dead serious. The Ibrahim and Okonkwo families had been feuding for years over a collapsed joint business and petty insults that had evolved into generational warfare. Now the solution was peace through performance, a staged engagement to signal unity and finalize a shared land deal worth millions. Just one event, one set of fake vows, cameras, guests, and a ceremonial contract. Then done. No rings, no real love. Definitely no husband. Zara reluctantly agreed. Only one problem. No one told her the ceremonial paperwork was very, very real. Back to the present. Zara stormed out of the wedding hall in full lace, Angel, heels clicking like war drums against marble. She didn't care about the aunties whispering, the uncles raising eyebrows, or the photographer still trailing her like he was shooting a magazine cover. She ripped off the gel in the parking lot and nearly chucked it into traffic. Her phone wouldn't stop buzzing. 34 missed calls, 52 new mentions, Zara and Leo. Abuja's wedding of the year? Are they the new Romeo and Juliet? Romeo and Juliet died. She wanted that printed in bold. She finally answered one call. Her cousin Iffy. "Girl, you slapped your husband on camera. Twitter is having a field day. It's posted everywhere." "He's not my husband," Zara hissed. "This whole thing was fake, a joke, a performance." "Sweetie, the documents were stamped. There's nothing fake about that certificate. Your dad signed, his mom signed, you and Leo signed, and the registrar filed it. In court." Zara froze. Not symbolic, not pretend. Filed in court. She was married, legally, to Leo Okonkwo. Zara's parents called a meeting at their home the next morning. Leo was there already, sitting on the couch like he belonged, sipping juice from her Queen of Chaos mug. She gave him the kind of glare that could melt steel. "Why are you so calm?" she barked. He shrugged. "I told them I didn't mind pretending. I just didn't know you didn't read the fine print." "Are you being smug while I'm having a legal panic attack?" Leo smiled. "Your panic is kind of cute." She lunged. Her dad stepped between them. "Enough, both of you. You're married now, whether you like it or not. And there are consequences." Zara blinked. "Consequences?" Her mother stepped forward with a thick document. A merger contract signed by both families, with a clause that was now bolded, highlighted, and underlined. If either party dissolves the marriage before 30 days, all business agreements become void and both families will incur financial penalties. Translation: no annulment for 30 days. They had to stay married. In name. In public, under one roof. For one full month, or both families would go bankrupt. Zara and Leo moved into her late grandmother's house. Neutral territory. Vintage furniture, creaky floors, no privacy. Leo took the guest room. Zara took the master. And they both declared war. If he left the toilet seat up, she switched his body wash with glue. If she took too long in the shower, he glued her false lashes to her slippers. If he drank her oat milk, she put pepper in his toothpaste. Every morning, they pretended to be blissfully in love for social media, smiling and holding hands like they weren't plotting each other's downfall behind the scenes. But somewhere in between the chaos, they laughed. They cooked together, badly. They stayed up watching Nollywood movies and arguing about plot holes. They even danced in the kitchen once when the power went out. No music, just candles and footsteps. It was supposed to be fake, but their hearts were not following the script. It started with a glance. Late at night, rain tapping gently against the windows. The house was quiet except for the occasional creak in the floorboards and the soft hum of the old refrigerator. Zara stood barefoot in the kitchen, wearing Leo's hoodie. Not because she wanted to, but because hers had gotten soaked in the laundry machine she didn't know how to use. It smelled like him. Cinnamon and that expensive cologne he pretended not to wear. Leo sat across from her at the counter, stirring a mug of cocoa she didn't ask for but secretly appreciated. No insults, no sarcasm, just silence. And in that silence, something strange happened. They started seeing each other, really seeing. Zara watched the way Leo's brows furrowed in thought, the way his lips curved slightly when he was focused, not smug, not cocky, just human. She cleared her throat. You ever think about how weird this is? Leo raised an eyebrow. Weirder than being married to you? She smirked. Be serious. I am being serious. You're the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. She laughed, for real this time, and it startled both of them. A minute passed. Then she asked the question that had been clawing at her chest for days. Did you ever actually hate me? Leo didn't answer right away. He looked down into his mug, fingers tightening around it. No, he said finally. I never hated you. Zara blinked. Then why did you act like you did? He looked up at her, and for the first time since they were forced into this chaotic arrangement, he wasn't performing. I think I just didn't know how to deal with you, he admitted. You were always loud, unapologetic, unfiltered. Everyone liked you, even when you didn't care if they did. She frowned. So that made you hate me? He smiled, barely. No, that made me notice you, and that scared the hell out of me. Zara's chest tightened. He was serious, vulnerable. The mask had slipped. Suddenly, the hoodie felt too warm. The room felt too small. And the silence between them? Electric. I didn't hate you either, she said quietly. I just didn't trust that someone like you could be real. Leo stepped closer, closing the distance between them. Slowly, like he was giving her time to pull away. She didn't. So what are we now? She whispered. His voice was low, careful. I don't know. Are we still pretending? Are you? She hesitated, then shook her head. No. Then he kissed her. Not a performance, not a joke. It was slow, careful, like two people crossing a line they knew they couldn't uncross. Like they both realized that the tension they'd been carrying wasn't hatred, it was fear. Fear of what would happen if they let go. And when they kissed again, deeper this time, it felt less like an accident and more like a beginning. They didn't talk much after that. They didn't need to. That night, they fell asleep in the same bed for the first time. Not wrapped in passion, just warmth. Safety. Familiarity that shouldn't have made sense, but somehow did. Zara curled into him. Leo's arm found her waist. And for the first time in their strange, messy, unbelievable story, they weren't fighting. They were just together. The house smelled like cinnamon pancakes. Zara hummed softly to herself in the kitchen, flipping breakfast with a half smile she didn't know she was wearing. She wasn't used to mornings like this. No shouting, no sarcastic remarks, no petty wars, just her and Leo. And for the first time in weeks, her heart wasn't racing from stress. It was full. She heard the shower running in the hallway, Leo singing horribly off-key. She rolled her eyes. Still, she was smiling. Until his phone buzzed on the counter. Once. Then again. Then a voicemail. Zara didn't mean to look. She really didn't. But the screen lit up. a name she didn't recognize. Naya. And a notification? One new voicemail. She stared at it for a few seconds. Her fingers hovered. Then she tapped it. And her world shifted. Hey, babe. I can't believe you actually went through with this. Just 30 days and we're free, right? I miss you. Call me. Zara didn't breathe, didn't blink. She replayed it. 30 days and we're free. Her knees nearly gave out. The pancakes began to burn on the stove, but she didn't move. Her heart was beating so hard. This wasn't a misunderstanding. It wasn't innocent. It sounded like a plan, like everything they shared. Every laugh, every kiss, every word had been orchestrated. By the time Leo walked into the kitchen, fresh from the shower, towel slung around his neck, Zara had packed her bag. He stopped in the doorway, confused. "Where are you going?" She didn't answer, just held up the phone, his phone, and pressed play again. The voicemail filled the room. Leo's smile vanished. "Zara, wait, I can explain." "Don't. I get it now." Her voice cracked. "You played me." He moved toward her. She stepped back like he'd slapped her. "No, I didn't. I swear I didn't. That message is old. I ended things with her, but you never told me about her. Because she didn't matter. Then why does she think she's waiting for you?" Silence. Leo looked like he'd been punched in the gut. Zara's voice broke again. Soft, fragile, angry. "I let myself fall for you, and the whole time, I was just a role you were playing." She left. No shouting, no drama. Just one bag, one broken heart, and a woman who thought she finally found something real. And once again, Leo didn't stop her. Later that night, Zara sat on the floor of Maya's guest room, her best friend curled beside her, rubbing her back while she cried. "Maybe I was stupid," Zara mumbled. Maya shook her head. "You weren't stupid. You were in love." "What if it was all fake?" Maya paused. "Then it's his loss, but what if it wasn't?" The next morning, Zara found a package waiting at her door. Inside, the annulment papers. Leo's wedding ring. A single sticky note. "You don't have to forgive me, but you should know. I never planned to love you. I just couldn't stop." Leo stood in front of the Ibrahim residence for the third day in a row. No answer. Zara wasn't home. She wasn't replying to his texts. Her phone was either off or blocked. And honestly, he couldn't even blame her. She had every right to hate him, because while he didn't lie, he didn't tell her the truth either. He sat in his car, eyes locked on a copy of the annulment papers. He'd signed them the night she left, not because he wanted out, but because he wasn't going to trap someone who never truly trusted him. And maybe she shouldn't have. Zara sat at Maya's kitchen table, scrolling through old photos she swore she'd already deleted. There they were, blurry selfies and his ugly pancake attempts. She hated that she missed him. She hated that a part of her wanted to believe him. Maya placed a cup of tea beside her. "You're thinking about him again?" "I'm trying not to." "And how's that going?" "Like my emotional stability. Non-existent." Then the doorbell rang. Zara didn't move. Maya peeked through the curtain. "It's him!" Zara's heart fluttered. "Tell him I'm not here." But Maya, being Maya, opened the door anyway. Leo stood there, drenched again. Why was it always raining when he showed up? He looked tired, hollow-eyed. He held a small box in his hand. "Zara," he said softly, "please." She stepped into the doorway, arms crossed, guard up. "You have 5 minutes." He nodded, then opened the box. Inside was a USB stick. "What is that?" "Proof that it was over with her, before any of this. And a video diary. I started it the day after the wedding. I didn't think I'd need it. But now," he looked at her, eyes glassy, "I need you to see how real this became for me. Leo, I know I should have told you. I didn't know how to say it without sounding like I was still lying. But you deserve the truth, even if you don't forgive me." That night, after Maya went to bed, Zara sat in the living room, laptop open, hands shaking. She plugged in the USB. The first video loaded. Leo, sitting in their kitchen, hair messy, eyes soft. Day 2 of this ridiculous marriage. I still can't believe I'm living with Zara Ibrahim. She hates me. I think I might already be in trouble. The next video, day 6. She made me tea today? She'll say it was just because there was extra. It wasn't. Day 11. I saw her cry in the bathroom. She didn't know I was outside. I wanted to hold her. I didn't. Day 17. I'm falling for her. It's terrifying, but also inevitable. Day 24. I bought annulment papers, not because I want to leave, but because she deserves to choose. This time, I want her to choose me. Zara pressed pause. Her eyes were filled with tears. She didn't know whether to cry, laugh, or run back into his arms. She hated that he hurt her, but she couldn't ignore the truth now. He loved her, and she still loved him too. Zara didn't sleep that night. She watched every second of Leo's video diary, every stumble over his words, every stolen glance at the camera, like he didn't know what he was doing, only that he had to say it. Every moment he unraveled, slowly, day by day, falling for her in real time. She saw the day he almost told her. She saw the fear, the hesitation, the raw, unfiltered truth. By 5 a.m., her pillow was soaked. But one thing was crystal clear. Leo never faked it. He just didn't know how to show it. And maybe neither did she. At 7:14 a.m., she stood outside his door. No makeup, hoodie, slippers. Her heart was racing so loud she could barely hear herself knock. Once, twice. Then the door opened. Leo was in joggers and a t-shirt, hair a mess, toothbrush in hand. He stared. Zara swallowed. I watched the videos. His grip on the door tightened. I meant every word. I know. I didn't know if I was allowed to love you, and I didn't know if I was brave enough to believe you did. Silence. Then she stepped inside. He didn't speak. He didn't touch her. He just stood there, waiting, finally letting her lead. Zara turned toward him, voice trembling. I've been in love before, but no one ever chose me. They chose comfort, control, a version of me that was quieter, easier to swallow. She looked up, eyes wet but steady. But you chose me when I was messy, loud, difficult, annoying. You stayed, even when I was trying to drive you crazy. And I pushed you away the second I felt scared, because I thought it couldn't be real, not with you. She reached into her pocket, pulled out the annulment papers, torn in half. Leo blinked. You deserve more than 30 days of pretend. You deserve forever. If you still want it. Leo stepped forward, soft, careful. He held her face like he was holding something fragile. I do. And this time, when they kissed, there was no tension, no pretending, just two people who finally stopped running. Later that day, they returned to the place it all started, the hall where they accidentally got married. Only this time, it was empty. No guests, no cameras, no contracts. Just Zara, Leo, and a small velvet box. He opened it slowly. We started with a lie. Let's start over with the truth. She nodded, tears in her eyes. And when he asked her to marry him, for real this time, she didn't hesitate. Sometimes the love you were never looking for turns out to be the love you were made for all along. Whew, what a ride, right? If you laughed, gasped, or side-eyed even once, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to share it with your drama-loving besties, of course. Subscribe so you don't miss the next twist. See you in the next one.